Over the past 12 months, the whole story on the driver market has been Paradigm and Stealth. Were they the kings of 2023? Now, I'm fortunate enough to get my hands on all of the top drivers of 2023, and we're going to put them to the ultimate test, taking into account price, distance and dispersion to see which one was the best driver of 2023. Will the Stealth 2 or the Paradigm come out on top, or will one of the underdogs take the glory? Now, the drivers we've got are Cobra Aerojet, Ping G430, this is a beauty, the Titleist TSR2, the big dog Paradigm, Srixon ZX5, potential underdog, and the Stealth 2. So we're going to start with the Aerojet. Now, this is a totally unbiased and fair review. We're going to be using the same golf balls. All these drivers have the same loft and very similar shafts in all of them to make this test as fair as possible. Okay, up first, the Aerojet. So all these drivers are going to base it on distance, dispersion, and the price, because that's a big thing, right? So got the Aerojet. This is the driver I have been gaming all year. Now, I know this says 10.5, but I've reduced it down to 9.5 to match it up with all the drivers that we have. Now, looking down on this driver, this is something, I'll be honest, at the start, I didn't really like that much, the sort of real straight edge. I like sort of rounded look to the top of the crown. But that being said, all year, I've probably driven it the best I have in a long time. So for me, I know there's a lot of familiarity here, but it'll be interesting to see how the rest of these stack up. Okay, 3 away. One away. Not a bad first hit, little fadey, not bad. Fairway finder, that's for sure. 264 total. Spin there might be a little high, yeah, 3.7. It was a little fadey. Okay, ball 2. I've got some more in the room there. I've got some more room in there. Oh, that was hit so much better. Got to be a little bit less spin on that, and it's got to have gone further. That was right out the meat. So data there, 270, 2.7 spin. That was a much better hit, and 292 total. That was a 270 carry. That was a lot better. That was a good hit, that. That was a really, really good hit. That's the sort of drives that I was expecting like all year long. Okay, final one. Laying down the average and the total here. I don't think dispersion's been too bad either, really. Beauty hit again. Left edge to fairway. Not bad. 286 total. That's a tough start. Will this one come out on top? Now, I'm excited to try the rest because I honestly haven't hit any other club apart from a Cobra, I'm going to say in 5 years. A long time. Next up, the Ping G430. Now, we all know Ping are renowned for being really forgiving, but not, well, to be honest, terribly sounding in my opinion. Now, Ping said with this one, it doesn't sound like a normal Ping, it doesn't sound as tinny, and this driver is still forgiving, but is a longer one. It goes longer, is what they're saying. Now, it's going to be really interesting to see how this performs. Like, looking at this down at the ball, it's definitely a bigger head. What I like is the detailing and the matte finish. And, oh, it's not a bigger head, but the illusion is it is a bigger head. And I like the sort of fins on top of the club. It is very, very appealing. And you know what? It looks very forgiving. I'm a bit worried about the spin numbers here. I'm not going to lie, but let's hit it. Okay, first one up for the Ping G430. Okay, that went like a rocket. I think I even healed that, but 281, 3,000 spin, considering I healed that, like, that went. That seriously went. And dispersion, dead straight. It just looks quite inviting, this, as you look down. That's what I like about it. Quite refreshing, really. Okay, let's go. That was launched a little higher, down the right side. Pretty similar to the first one I hit with the Cobra, really. That was a 286 and 3,000 spin again. On the last one, can we get this one over 290? Definitely so far on the overall, consistent, yes. But can we push the boundary with this one? One more. Now, I'll be honest, it doesn't sound great, but it definitely sounds better than I thought it was going to. It definitely sounds different to what I'm used to, a bit more higher pitched noise. But yeah, it's not the end of the world, I'd say that. So I guess Ping have kind of followed through in what they've said. Let's see how far this one goes. Can we get this total over 290? It's a little down the right. I don't think that's going to be longer. I really don't. 295. Did not expect that. Did not expect that. I thought I didn't hit that one as good. 295. Right, my favourite bit, the dispersion. Now, obviously with a Ping, they're renowned from being very, very straight. So have a look at this. One of my first Ping there, the 281 total. My next one is that one there, the 286 total. And that final one that I thought was a little bit down the right, but still a great drive, 295 total. Did finish a little further right. And one thing I'd noticed is that ball flight was a lot higher than I'm used to seeing. But when you're hitting shots like that, does it matter? 2 down. Ping definitely has the upper edge at the minute on total distance. 287 average compared to 281. Dispersion, very, very similar. Maybe Cobra edges that slightly just because maybe I'm a little bit more familiar with that, but Ping leading the way. Now this thing is a beaut, the TSR2 from Titleist. This is like going back in time, this thing. It's got like that sort of glossy top crown, which you've not seen in many drivers recently. So that sort of carbon look. But I love it. It looks a lot smaller, definitely compared to the Ping, but it's almost like stealth. I like the minimalistic bottom to this club, the face, the top. I'm actually really excited to see how this one goes. And is it going to be able to compete with what we've got so far? Who knows? But one thing I would say, I love the minimalistic look of this driver. It looks classy. That felt like it was absolutely munched. 295, up there with the longest from Ping, straight off the gun. Spin numbers, right down, 2,000, just over. Tell you what, that felt beautiful. Final one, Titleist. This is a joy to hit this thing. I love it. It was absolutely ripped. Very similar to the first one. Interesting, 295 again. 1,820 spin. I might have found a new favourite. Before we move into the Callaway, like, you can definitely notice going from the Ping driver to the Titleist, the difference in sound. This is a lot more duller, a lot more of a thud, rather than the Ping was a bit of a tinnier noise. I mean, you can even hear the difference. This just like I'm going back in time. I love the minimalistic look. Okay, Paradigm, one of the big dogs. This is going to be seriously interesting. Titleist is leading the way. How will Paradigm compare? Shot 1, 282. Shot 2, 290. Again, up there with the rest of them. And then finally, the last one, I know, this just didn't suit my eye. I don't know what it is. It just, a bit boxier look again. I don't know why. It just didn't quite suit my eye. But the last one was 273. I think going from what we just had as the Titleist, and then you've got this difference in the crown area, I don't know. I mean, it was still good, don't get me wrong. And we're looking up here, we've got this order now. We've got Titleist, we've got then Ping, we've got then Callaway, then Cobra. So it's still up there. Okay, the final two drivers. This is where I'm really interested. We've got the Srixon, and then we've got the Stealth 2. What's going to happen here? Blimey, that went high, and I'm not being funny, the noise wasn't great, was it? It was like a very, I don't know, tinny, I don't want to say cheap sound, but it didn't sound solid in my opinion. It was very high pitched. Now, average is there on all those shots for the Srixon was 289. So surprisingly, like even though it went so high, like that's put it in second place. That's unexpected in my opinion. Like the way I hit that, quite a lot of spin and very, very high. I'm genuinely shocked. So with a few tweaks, this could be the unexpected big dog for the driver world for 2023. Now again, I'm going to reiterate, I didn't quite like the noise. I love the look of it down behind the ball, but there is still one more, the Stealth 2. Now I've been really looking forward to this one. I heard all about this carbon face 2 years ago. Everybody was saying it was sort of a Marmite club. Let's see how this performs. On top right now is still the Titleist. Can it be knocked off? Stealth 2. Now again, I like a few things with the driver. It looking quite small and compact. The glossy finish, it has both of those. Now, the one thing that obviously sticks out like a sore thumb is when you put this down, is that red face. Now that's why I think it's a little bit of a Marmite. Now, remember, this is a full carbon face. A lot of people have said this feels quite soft, so I'm really interested to see how this performs. I'm excited. Okay, first ball away. This is a real big one for me. Everybody said this should be beating everything, and let's see if it does. First one wasn't great, wasn't bad though. It was a bit like the first Cobra driver that I hit. Second one was bulleted, 294. It's all down to this drive. I feel like I can get a good one away. This will be able to knock Titleist off its crown. But then we're gonna go through exactly what one I think, based on those factors: dispersion, price point, and total distance. Okay, final ball. 294 is a long ball with this so far. Let's see if it can beat it. The running order. Now we're starting with, we'll go in reverse order here. In last place we have the Cobra driver, average of 281. Now one thing I'd say is actually all of them very, very similar dispersion. I don't feel any of them was straighter than the others. Like I think they were all quite sort of tight in there. Coming next is the Callaway Paradigm 282. We then go up to the Ping 287, then the TaylorMade 288, and then that very, well, I'm shocked, I'm still surprised it's up there, the Srixon 289. Now, with that Srixon, like, watching this, it's a lot cheaper. It's 429 compared to Titleist, which is 529, which has come on the top here at 292. Now, watching this, would you stick with your faithful driver that you've got, or would you be tempted to go to a Srixon driver? Because even though it is cheaper, it's still performing, which is really surprising for me. Like, we all hear more expensive because it's better, but actually that Srixon's performed really well. Now, I'm not saying you should go and change based on my opinion and how these have gone right now, but I'd love to know, would this sway you from changing, or actually open up your eyes to not just going for the most expensive model every single time? Do hope you enjoyed this review. Coming out on top is the Titleist TSR2 for me, because simply I love the look and the total was the biggest. But if I'm being pragmatic about this, taking into account price, the crown has to go to Srixon because it's £100 cheaper. Thanks for watching.